sisters, welcome back to my channel. You know the drill. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, honey, and tell a friend to tell a friend, because you know I'm always coming with those topics that we all can relate to. Okay, sis, so by the looks of the title, you already know what we're gonna be talking about. So let's get right into the video. Okay, sis, so you know, we all have been down that road where we all have felt alone in any given situation. We all have felt like, you know, they're there but they're not there, so to speak. It's just like a mental disconnect. The connection is still there physically, but mentally, spiritually, the connection is just like blah. Like, what is happening? What is really going on here in my relationship? And we all hit that pivotal moment where we really have to wonder, like, what caused this? What caused us to just randomly feel like our partner is not into us anymore, or there's a disconnect, or, you know, something went wrong? So, sis, I'm going to help you get down to the bottom of it right now. Okay, honey? Sis, first things first, right? Okay. When you're in a relationship, you shouldn't feel alone at all. There's no point of time in your relationship where you're supposed to feel alone, like you're just in it by yourself, like you're holding on for dear life by yourself for the sake of your relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should always feel like it's a unit. You should always feel like you're in this together, right? And it's the worst feeling in the world, especially when you and your person has a lot of history. You know, you guys are coming a long way. You've been through a lot together. And for me, the instant feeling of being alone within your relationship is a sign. It's a sign, sis. There's no way that you would be doing okay and then all of a sudden feel alone. Like, there has to be something behind that feeling. There has to be something that they're doing to make you feel alone. And at that point in time, you really need to ask yourself, what could it be? Like, what's really going on here? Because, like I said, you shouldn't be feeling this way. When you're in a relationship, you should feel like that person is your rock. You should feel like that person is your backbone. You should feel like that person is your best friend no matter what. Okay, sis? So if you're feeling alone, then we have a serious problem. I mean, you have a serious problem. And we got to get down to the bottom of it, okay? So if it's a sign, then it's a good sign, because that means that your relationship is about to go downhill real fast, and you need to figure out what's going on. So I would suggest, say something. Bring it to your partner's attention that you know you've been feeling alone within the relationship. You're not quite sure why. Maybe things changed. Maybe the way they used to treat you is no longer. Maybe the mutual friendship that you guys had developed within your relationship is no longer. Something along the way caused a disconnect. And you need to say something to your partner to figure out what caused this disconnect and how can you guys bounce back from it. Because I'm telling you, sis, like, this can damage your situation real quick. Because your spouse, especially men, if it is a man, honey, once they feel that disconnect, they often feel like they can just go and stray. And it's a situation, sis, that we don't want to get involved in, because once they start to mentally stray, it's hard to reel them back. Okay, honey, it's real hard to reel them back. So I'm pretty positive that if you're feeling the mental disconnect and the emotional disconnect, they're feeling it too. But their way of doing things is to just ignore and do whatever pleases them at the moment to mask whatever they're feeling. And us women, we like to address how we're feeling. So I would say something as soon as you realize that you're feeling alone. I know for me, it's not a good feeling. I tend to get really down and out, especially because I know I'm a very nurturing partner, and I know I'm a partner that always seeks my spouse's happiness, whether it's physically, emotionally, or mentally. I put more effort into their happiness than my own. So if I start to realize that I'm feeling alone, it just makes me feel like I'm not doing enough in my relationship to keep that person happy. To me, it's like a slap in the face, really, because as I said, I go above and beyond for my spouse's happiness because that makes me feel whole in the relationship. I like to spoil, I like to know that they're okay and comfortable in every aspect, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. I'm just that type. So if I start feeling alone, it's a clear due diligence that I'm slacking in some type of area. And sis, like excuse me, sometimes oh my god excuse me, sometimes it could be a real hard pill for us to swallow, because whenever something goes wrong or there's an issue that occurs in a relationship that we're having, we oftentimes find it hard to accept our faults in the matter or accept where we might be slacking in the matter. And it can cause a more deep-rooted issue than it needs to, because we have too much pride. So it's just like, sometimes you have to know when to swallow your pride, sis, and acknowledge something that you might have done to cause this reaction, to cause this situation where there is a disconnect in your relationship and you're feeling alone at this point in time. Sometimes it is something that we said, something that we did. Maybe we might not even be aware of it. That's why it's so important to bring this to your partner's attention, okay? Another thing I want to add is self-confidence. Believe that you are worth more than how you are feeling at that point in time in your relationship. Nobody deserves to feel alone, especially if they're not alone, especially if someone is coming home to them each and every single day, especially if you correspond with somebody hours throughout your days, especially if you have a family with someone. There's no reason or no acceptable reason for you to feel alone. Absolutely not. I don't believe in that. And I think it goes along with confidence. A lot of us, we need to have more self-confidence in any given type of situation, and just have the attitude where okay, I don't know what I did, but we got to get it together. Or I don't know what's going on with you, but we need to get it together, because I don't deserve to feel alone. There's no reason on this good green planet that I should be feeling alone when I have somebody. It's like a big insult. It's the worst thing in the world for any human being. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy to feel alone while they have somebody. It's just like a mental, how would you say, a mental screw. I don't want to curse, but you know where I'm coming from. It's a mental screw, because it's just like, well, then what do I have you for? Why did I put so much effort and time and sacrifice into having someone just to feel alone at the end of the day? Like, it's a big slap in the face. It's like, are you really kidding me? And, sometimes it boils down to this. Maybe your partner is going through something and you have no clue about it. Sometimes our partners really do go through things. They try to deal with it under the quiet. They try not to bring any drama to the relationship because of something that they're going through. Maybe their past caught up to them. Who knows? Maybe they have a midlife crisis going on. Maybe they have financial problems going on. Like, there's a lot of aspects that play into relationships that can definitely cause a disconnect between the two of you. So sometimes don't always initiate the cheating aspect, because sometimes it's not cheating. Sometimes they really are going through something, and that's the cause for them to kind of be distant and closed off. And I feel like this is more of a time for you to actually show what you're made of. And this goes back to the self-confidence, sis. Show that you can be there for them in a special way. Show them that you can nurture them at their worst times, or their lows in life. Show them that you are capable of rising to the occasion and being their rock just as much as they are your rock. Just show them. Sis, it's very important to understand when your spouse needs you the most, because at this given time, this is a perfect example to realize that you need them the most. And it's a catch-22. It's a give and take in any relationship. You have to be able to balance the scales in your situation. One can't be given more than the other. Okay, but definitely you will be able to tell when there is a disconnect, and that causes you to feel alone. So like I said, you have to say something, bring it to their attention immediately. Don't hold it back, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how much you think it's gonna cause more issues on top of the issues that you have. Say something, because you definitely don't deserve to feel alone in any given situation. You are worth so much more, and this person should care enough to acknowledge your feelings, or try to change something about it, or try to accommodate the situation despite what has caused the disconnect, if you're following what I'm saying. And at the end of the day, sis, should you leave? I mean, I don't know. Whether you leave or not, sis, honestly, that's entirely up to you, because sometimes this issue can be fixed. Like I said, sometimes that your spouse may be going through something that you have no clue about, girl. Okay? And don't always jump to the cheating. I mean, come on, it's so cliche. Sometimes people really just need someone to vent to, someone to talk to. And if you're dealing with a guy, like, most of the time they have a lot of pride, sis. They don't want to break down in front of you. They don't want to tell you what they're battling inside, and that causes a disconnect. So, oh, sorry, that rhymes. Yeah, that causes a disconnect in your connection. And like I said, you gotta fill your person out. You gotta be able to step up to the plate and actually try to figure out where can you guys compromise is a big tribute to have in a relationship, because without compromise, nothing will ever get solved. You won't be able to resolve any issues and come back together as a team and fix that brokenness that you're experiencing. And to all my sisters out there that are actually going through this right now, I want to tell you, you are not alone. At the end of the day, it's okay. We all have been through this phase in any relationship that we've had, and I just want you to know that you will be able to figure it out. It's not the end of the world, sis. Don't think that your relationship is lost, because it's not. There's plenty of worse scenarios, worse situations that can happen to destroy a relationship. So if you guys think about it this way. If you guys had an amazing connection in the beginning and nothing could come between you guys in the beginning, then definitely it will remain that way once you figure out your way around this feeling alone ordeal. Okay, the connection will always be as strong as it was in the beginning if you do your part and if your partner does their part to maintain that. And sometimes it's just that women always notice something is wrong before they do, or before your spouse does. You know what I'm saying? Because we're in tune with our emotions all the time. We're aware of everything all the time, especially in our relationship. So at the end of the day, we may beat them to it, but that's okay. That's a great attribute to have, because that means you're paying attention. That means you're still in love. You're still into your relationship. You still want to hold on. You still want to be there and be hopeful for a future with this person, and they will appreciate that if they are somebody that cherishes you. So like I said, sis, don't be afraid to bring it to their attention. And remember, cheating is always the last assumption, because this is just a small issue that can be resolved very quickly. And remember, sis, you're gonna go in through that situation with all the self-confidence in the world, okay? You're gonna tell your partner, look, I know you love me, I love you too, but I'm feeling some type of way. I feel alone lately. I don't know what's going on with you, but I need you to hurry up and get it together. Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that. Just say, I really need you to address this. I need you to acknowledge this, because, it's not a great feeling, especially when you're in love with somebody. And if you love me, you will want to make me happy. So I hope that we could work this out and see what's really on their mind. See what they're really going through. Because after all, it has to be something, right, sis? So thank you for watching. I hope you got all the info and advice you needed from this. If you have any questions, comment down below. If you have any topics you want me to cover, comment down below. Hit that subscribe button and that like button, and turn your post notifications on, because I'm developing a schedule and I'm going to be posting more often. Okay, sis? So I look forward to posting a new video for you guys very soon. All right, sis? I got you covered. Peace.